Om. 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 Namaha Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Surye Sachit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Salutations to that king of renounces and controller of passions, the sage Vivekananda, who is Sachidananda, existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute, itself the spiritual preceptor and remover of distress. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Respected Swami Swatmaramananda Ji Maharaj, respected elders and peers, Om Namo Narayanaya. Swami Vivekananda, what makes him so great? Let us take a few minutes to think about what makes him different and more important than most monks and sages, or leaders and patriots, or writers, poets, and speakers. He is best known for his famous 1893 speech in Chicago, where he introduced Hinduism to the Western world. Swamiji helped people from the West feel closer to Christ, and some have claimed to see Christ in him. Almost 100 years later, a section of Michigan Avenue, one of the most prominent streets in Chicago, was formally renamed Swami Vivekananda Way. In his famous hymn on Swami Vivekananda, Sarat Chandra Chakravarti describes Swamiji as Muta Maheshwaram, Lord Shiva incarnate. But in a vision, Sri Ramakrishna saw him as part of a Saptarishi. We can safely say that Swamiji had the qualities of both Lord Shiva and the Saptarishis. Let us now consider why he came down to earth and briefly examine two of his teachings. Firstly, each soul is potentially divine. Swamiji says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external or internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. Swamiji used to tell a beautiful story to illustrate that we are divine. A lion cub was found by some sheep who took him and cared for him. The lion cub grew up believing that he was a sheep. He bleated and ate grass. One day, a lion saw the flock of sheep with the lion cub in their midst. He was confused and stunned. He thought, how could a lion behave like a sheep? He caught the cub and told him that he was a lion and not a lamb. He took him to the river and showed him his reflection. The old lion gave him a piece of meat. When the cub tasted it, he roared. He knew that he was a lion and not a lamb. What do we learn from this story? We are like the lion cub who thought that he was a lamb. Although we are divine, we do not think so. He needed spiritual guidance. The old lion represents the spiritual teacher or guru who gave him a taste of Vedanta. Secondly, service to society is equal to worship of God. Swami Vivekananda founded the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. He made the emblem for it and created the motto, Atmano Mokshartham Jagatitaya Cha. It translates to, for one's own liberation and for the welfare of the world. Swami Vivekananda says, he who sees Shiva in the poor, in the weak, and in the diseased rarely worships Shiva. And again, he says, if you want to find God, serve man. Let me conclude with these inspiring words of Swami Vivekananda. Take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it. Dream of it. Let the brain, the muscles, nerves, and every part of your body be full of that idea, and leave every other idea